Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to go over a little bit about downsizing, which I prefer to call right-sizing. Downsizing is when you decide you're going to sell your big home and move to something a little bit more manageable. So let's go over it. For a lot of us seniors, there comes a time when we realize that we have raised our family, we've had parties, we've done a lot work to our homes, but they're very large and they're not what we need anymore. It's a waste of heat, it's a waste of space, too much to clean, too much to maintain, and maybe there's stairs that you just don't want to navigate anymore. So that's a good reason to decide to downsize. When you move out of a larger home, then that requires less maintenance and possibly even move into a community where the maintenance is handled for you. It can be a hard task, though, very emotional and very daunting at times, but we can do it together. We can tackle it. You're going to have a lot of emotional responses to things, especially as you go through all the items that you have, because you're going to have to determine what you want to keep and take with you, or what you can take with you because you're not going to have the same kind of room anymore. Or is it something family wants, or is it something you're willing to sell? A few of my transactions that I've done in the past several months helped this young couple sell their townhome in Worcester and move to Princeton to a big, beautiful home on acreage with a pool. And it's a very quiet area, so it's a really good location for them, but they needed something bigger. I just thought I'd put that in there because I think it's important to see two sides. The next person was an elderly woman, and she was already in assisted living. So I dealt with her beautiful family to get this home listed. We had offers right away. The home was immaculate. It was fairly new, and it was just well built, very custom. We had no trouble selling it at all. The home in Hatfield was a Queen Anne Victorian, a very large one. And the woman had 50 years of accumulation between antiques, which that's not a problem, lots of collectibles, old tea sets and old bottles, things like that. She had a lot to go through. So it took us almost 2 weeks to go through everything. But we managed to do it, and the auction company came in and told her exactly what was worth selling and what was something that should be donated. And she was very happy with the results. Now, who is this for? Well, if you're a senior homeowner, you want to downsize, you don't know where to start, maybe you feel overwhelmed and you just feel like it's just too much for you to handle on your own. You want to sell, but you don't want a lot of showings. You don't want people coming in and out of your house any time of day. You know, even though you do have some say about when they come, if you're selling on your own, it's very difficult to navigate that. You have a lot of belongings, you don't know where to start, and that's where the auction and cleanout company comes in. They'll come in and tell you what things are worth keeping. They'll go over everything with you to see what you want to keep or what family members want. So those items would be excluded. And you want them to be reputable. You don't want some fly-by-night company coming in and just saying, yeah, we'll go sell this for you. And then, you know, they wind up taking your stuff and not getting what you need for it. And that's kind of a problem. You have to find out the true and accurate value of your home. And I'm not talking what Zillow says, or Redfin, or Realtor.com. You have to have it done. A real, true market analysis is done by taking all the values of the solds in the neighborhood and the listings, again, looking at the future of the market, the way it's headed. If the market's headed down, you're certainly not going to overprice the property, and all those things would come into play during that market analysis. You also want an agent who's experienced in working with seniors. You want somebody who knows how to handle a sale when there's properties involved and, you know, personal belongings involved. And that's me. I am a certified probate real estate specialist, but I also handle a lot of senior downsizing. I've been in business 23 plus years. I started in the Carolinas, and I felt that this was my way of giving back to people because I love helping people. You have to make a lot of decisions when you're a real estate agent and also when you're thinking of moving. Some of the things you have to think about is where you want to go to. You want to go to a 55 plus community. There will be dues, but then your lawn and all the maintenance and the exterior of the home are taken care of for you. And most times there are amenities like a pool, clubhouse, and even maybe a golf course. And most of them are within a good distance of transportation or shops and restaurants. But you might want a single family home if you don't want to be in a community. And that would be something you'd have to research. Who could help you? Can you find a lawn person? Can you find a cleaning person? Can somebody help you or take you go shopping if you don't want to drive anymore? All these things have to be considered. And a condo you don't own the outside, you just own the inside, but there's definitely less maintenance in a condo. Now, I'll visit your home and take an assessment of the condition and any added values that you have put into the home, such as, improvements, a porch, new roof, things like that really matter. Things that are, kitchens sell big, and so do bathrooms. So you want to make sure that those have been updated. If they have not, we'll price accordingly. Then I'll give you a range for the list price. I'll tell you this is where you should be between this and this. You'll have to make the decision, and I'll help you, but I'm not allowed to tell you exactly what to price. And you're going to have memories, emotional responses to things that you're going through. Be prepared for it. Just know it's a normal part of the process of downsizing and moving to a smaller, more manageable place. I'll arrange for the cleanout and auction services to come and meet us there so that they can give us the values and the time frame for selling things. And they'll just give you an idea of what's worth selling and what isn't. Now, I always recommend that you speak to your estate planner and your tax consultant. You have a property you're selling that if you bought it 50 years ago, it's probably 10 times what it's worth when you bought it. So you are going to have some equity in the home. It's a plus because if you want to buy something without having a mortgage, you're going to need that. But you do have to change some documents, and that's where your professionals come in. Your tax professional can tell you if there's going to be any taxes that you need to pay outside of the normal taxes. And the estate planner is going to help you redo a will or a trust in order to update the property information with the new information. Ask them if there'll be any additional taxes that will be due when you sell, and any transfer taxes for a trust. Now, if you're looking for the right agent, you have to be careful. Don't just choose the first person that you think would do a good job. Or Aunt Sally was a realtor 32 years ago and doesn't know a thing about the area, but she's your aunt, so you're going to use her. You have to have somebody who's looking out for you. This is a big transaction and possibly the most important one that you've made in your life. This is a new chapter you're starting, and you want to start it correctly. So you need somebody who's going to be there for you. You need somebody with experience. You need somebody with happy past clients, and someone who's responsive. If you have a question or you want something taken care of, they should be able to call you back very, very quickly, especially if you left a message saying it was urgent. A lot of people work by text today, and that's much faster. That should be aligned with the neighborhood values, the true home values, not what Zillow says. They should know the economy. They should know the neighborhood. The economy, definitely investigate it very thoroughly because it definitely has an impact on home prices. And most successful real estate agents have multiple clients. I know I do. But I always want you to feel like you're the number one client in my book. Now, if you choose me to list your home, I'll provide a free updated market analysis once a month if your home is still on the market in a month, as long as you're in the house. That way we'll know where the market is heading. I do it myself anyway, but I'll provide you with a copy. You'd be able to go on my website and look up any properties that you want. You'll have full access. I have access to off-market properties that, if you can't find what you want in the MLS, I have ways of finding properties. Should you want the cleanout service, I'll order it and pay for them to come. I told you, I know the people very, very well. I'll provide a 1-year home warranty for you unless you, don't care if something breaks and you have to fix it. It doesn't make sense to do that, and it's more on your budget that's out the window. So you want to make sure that you have somebody's going to come in and fix it, And this home warranty will protect everything. It's like home insurance for your appliances. And then that transfers to the buyer when they buy your home, which is a great thing for them too, because for a whole year they'll have that protection. I provide staging advice. I am not a stager, but I do hire people that, know staging. I hire a professional photographer for all the pictures. I don't take them myself. And I have special incentives for our hometown heroes like police and fire, nurses, EMTs, military, active and veteran. So be sure to ask me about that when we speak. So I suggest if you have any more questions or you just want to talk about downsizing in general, scan the QR code and book a call with me. We can sit down either on the phone or via a Zoom call, or I can come and meet you at your property, whatever is most comfortable for you. Just go ahead and book the call because I get a lot of calls and I don't want to overbook for the month. So if you do have questions, there's no obligation. If you get in touch with me and make the appointment, you're not holding to anything. So thank you very much for attending. If you have any questions, you have my cell phone number here, my email here. And I truly do want to help you do this in the smoothest, less stressful way that you could possibly do it. And don't forget, like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.